Merhabalar. Bir hafta aradan sonra yeniden birlikteyiz. Dünyanın koronavirüsle mücadelesi devam ediyor. Hasta sayısı 20 milyonu aşmış durumda. Hastalığın ilk görülmesinin ardından 10 milyon bandına 6 ayda ulaşılmıştı. Ancak bu sayının 2'ye katlanması için sadece 6 hafta yetti. Can kayıpları da geçen bu 6 haftada 480 binden 750 bine çıktı. Yetkililerin tüm iyimserliğine rağmen Türkiye'de de tespit edilen günlük hasta sayısındaki artış sürüyor.
According to the data from Johns Hopkins University in the United States, the number of coronavirus cases worldwide exceeded 20 million. More than half of the patients are in the USA, India and Brazil. Experts estimate that the actual number is much higher when accuracy rates and patients without symptoms are taken into account.
The number of daily cases in Turkey continue to increase over 1,000 cases every day. The information from the field continues to not match the data shared by the ministry. According to experts, we are further behind the situation we are in today than in May, as a result of the timeless initiation of normalization without adequate precautions. And strict measures are back on the agenda.
On the other hand, the Ministry of Health, which recently removed the number of patients in the intensive care unit and those intubated from the daily coronavirus table, has now changed the patient algorithm on those followed at home and those hospitalized. Although the health minister denied allegations of density in hospitals, the increase in COVID-19 cases continued and patients were treated at home after there were no empty beds in hospitals. Respiratory distress, shortness of breath, difficulty in nutrition were brought as standards in order for a person to be hospitalized.
Hal böyle olunca Sağlık Bakanı'nın hastaneye yatışlar azaldı şeklinde yüreğimize su serpmesi de hiçbir anlam ifade etmiyor. Nitekim valilerden, tabip odalarından gelen rakamlarla Sağlık Bakanlığı'nın açıkladığı veriler arasındaki tutarsızlık bir hayli yüksek. Salgınla mücadelede sorumluluğu yurttaşın sırtına yıkan iktidar, şimdi de salgınla ilgili tablonun karanlığını görmezden gelerek mücadele edilebileceği kanaatinde. Yalnız belirtmeden geçmeyelim. Bunun uzun süremeyeceğini de kestirmek hiç de güç değil.
Meanwhile, studies for vaccination are ongoing. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced that the first vaccine against the coronavirus has been registered. But after the announcement from Russia, question marks rose instead of cries of joy.
The main reason Russia's vaccine is not reassuring, there is very little data on the vaccine in question and there is no evidence in large-scale clinical trials. While data on human experiments for nearly 3 months has not yet been published, the third stage, the most critical process in the experiments, had not yet begun when it was announced yesterday that the vaccine had received approval.
A good news about vaccine studies also came from Erdogan. We're making significant progress in our vaccination and drug development projects against the coronavirus, he said.
Neyse, biz bu iddialarla ilgili tartışmaları bilim insanlarına bırakalım. Dileriz aşı çalışmaları en az bu açıklamaları yapan siyasetçilerin iyimserliği kadar gerçeklik taşısın. Bu arada bilim demişken resmi işsizlik verileri yine matematiğin sınırlarını zorladı. Dünyada hem istihdamı azaltıp hem de işsiz sayısını düşürebilen tek ülke galiba Türkiye. Geçen hafta rekor üstüne rekor kılan altın ve döviz fiyatları bu hafta kısmen duruldu. Ancak dalgalı bir seyir izliyor. Türkiye'nin ekonomik olarak uçuşta olduğu iddiasındaki Erdoğan ise iktisadi verilere, iktisat bilimine ve toplumsal gerçekliğe kafa tutmaya devam ediyor.
President Erdogan stated that the economy is going better despite the peaking foreign currencies and gold prices. Let no one try to fool our people. Turkey is flying off. We are stronger today than yesterday, he said. Erdogan related the level of sovereignty to fridge sales.
Sharing various numbers reveal the people's levels of sovereignty. Erdogan tried to draw a positive picture again. Fridge sales increased from 2,088,000 18 years ago to 2.5 million today. The number of sales of washing machine and dishwasher also increased. Why I am telling you this? These numbers are related to level of sovereignty in our country, Erdogan said.
As the Turkish economy was shaken with the shock of crisis, Erdogan's son-in-law and Minister of Treasury and Finance Berat Albayrak claimed that Turkey is continuing its way without steering away from its target to go up the High League. The new commentary of Albayrak on the fluctuation in the currency was, "The currency goes up and down. What's essential for Turkey is to manage these fluctuations in a controlled way."
Gelelim gündemin diğer öne çıkan başlıklarına. Doğu Akdeniz'de Türkiye ile Yunanistan arasındaki gerilim tırmanıyor. Her ne kadar dış politika alanında görünse de bugüne kadar iki ülke arasında yaşanan ihtilafların her zaman iktidardaki partilere yaradığını da buraya not edelim. Erdoğan'ın çılgın projesi Kanal İstanbul tüm hızıyla devam ediyor. İlgili mevzuat çalışmaları tamamlandı. İhaleleri kazanan şirketlere vergi muafiyeti getirilecek. Ormanlık alanların orman vasfı kaldırılacak. Geçtiğimiz hafta bir demokrasi çağrısı yayınlayan 101 Aksaçlı'ya bu hafta 404 yurttaştan destek geldi. İktidarın hedefindeki İstanbul Sözleşmesi ile ilgili tartışma sürerken toplumun her kesiminden gelen tepkiler iktidarı sıkıştırmış durumda. İşte bizim derlediklerimiz.
26 non-governmental organizations, including our initiative, launched a common declaration for Istanbul Convention, which is currently targeted by the ruling power. Here is the full statement.
Istanbul Convention lets women live. In case Istanbul Convention was duly executed, 163 women since January 2020 and 32 women in July 2020 may not have been killed by the men closest to them. The police violence applied against the women who expressed their reactions within the frame of their constitutional rights is to involve the government in the same crime. Search for ways to properly execute the convention, not to withdraw from it.
Another reaction against Turkey's withdrawal from the convention came from men. 345 men from various professional fields launched a statement and said, "Men kill Istanbul Convention, let's women live."
Erkeklik öldü mü? Hayır, ölmedi. Kadınları öldürüyor. İnsanlığımızı da. Hadi artık dilimizden de hayatımızdan da söküp atalım bu ilkel, bu ayrımcı böbürlenmeyi. İnsanlık hepimizi ayrımsız kavruyor. Yeter de artar. Kadınların verdiği hak ve eşitlik mücadelesinde onların yanındayız.
In the meantime, government violence against women who protect the Istanbul Convention continue with full speed. The statement organized by Ankara Women's Platform on the Istanbul Convention was prevented by the police. 33 women, including Mesopotamia Agency reporter Eylem Akdağ, were beaten and detained.
101 politicians, academics, writers and artists from different political backgrounds made a call for the ruling power and the opposition with their video, "Grey-haired elders are calling," and the call for democracy was supported by 404 citizens. Famous names from various professional groups, such as politicians, journalists, lawyers, engineers and teachers, including Hikmet Çetin, Zeynep Altıok, Mehmet Tezkan, Fatma Bostan Ünsal, Semra Somersan, Ümit Kıvanç, Cahit Berkay, Menderes Samancılar called the ruling power and the opposition for democracy. Here is the common statement of the 404 names expressing that they agree with the evaluation and the call of 101 grey-haired elders.
In a country that is becoming more isolated, losing its reputation, drifting away from the understanding of the state of law, where freedoms are restricted, search for rights suppressed, with many femicides every day, women's rights being eliminated, media being monopolized, in an environment that polarization, hatred and resentment are being fueled, we watch that our friends in their search for rights are being criminalized, and that they're exposed to police violence and unfair convictions. We find that our country, our people, ourselves are under threat. In order for this situation to change, we would like the government to hear the voices and demonstrations of people, and for the opposition to take action in order to establish the widest platform of democracy. We believe that this is the first, most urgent and necessary step to create a country that is in peace with the world, with all people and its citizens.
Human Rights Association Diyarbakir branch launched the Eastern and Southeastern Anatolian Region 2020 year first 6 months human rights violation report. According to the report, 638 houses and offices were raided in the 6-month period. 132 of the 769 detained, 16 of whom are children, were arrested, including 2 children. 17 investigations were opened against 33 people and 7 lawsuits were filed against 71 people due to their thoughts. Various sentences of imprisonment and fines were issued against 121 people within 11 lawsuits, including politicians, journalists, and public workers.
Meetings and demonstrations were banned indefinitely in some provinces and in others being renewed every 15 days or every month. 28 ban decrees were issued in the last 6 months. The report further pointed to the increase in violations against the torture ban, recording that 61 people were exposed to torture and mistreatment outside of custody centers, as well as 22 arrested people in prisons. Again, it was indicated that 441 arrested people were exiled without a reason and 35 arrested people were exposed to a violation of the right to access to health.
The concert area was taken under blockage by the police before the 9th Independent Turkey concert organized by Grupyorum on August 9, Sunday in Yenikapı. The area was banned from entrances and exits. Band members have opened a banner that said, "Grupyorum is people, it can't be silenced." The police intervened against the band members. 25 people were detained. The police further prevented the journalists from recording visuals of what happened, seized cameras and deleting recordings.
The Dream Travelers Justice Awards ceremony, to be organized by Suruç Families Initiative on the 5th anniversary of the Suruç massacre, was banned by Beyoğlu District Governorate.
An investigation was opened against 12 people, including Labour Party members, executives, who were making a press statement in front of ITEC confection factory in Adana to protest Labour Party members being attacked as they were distributing leaflets in front of the buildings, as well as Evrensel Daily reporters who were following the protest.
An investigation was opened against Labour youth member Yusuf Akın with the allegation of making illegal organization propaganda over distributing leaflets in Dersim in 2019, calling people to protest on May 1st for labour, education and freedom.
Ankara 8th Criminal Judicature of Peace brought an access ban against Hornet, which is a social platform for homosexuals.
Istanbul Anatolian 3rd Criminal Judicature of Peace banned access to the news on the tender won by President Erdogan's son's friend. 57 news and social media posts that were banned include news by Cumhuriyet, Oda TV, Sol News Portal, Bir Gün, Anka Haber and KRT, as well as Ekşi Sözlük threads.
Batman 1st Criminal Judicature of Peace brought an access ban against the news published on Artı Gerçek Daily regarding Tempo call center workers who were fired due to fake customer satisfaction surveys.
Böylece bir programın daha sonuna geliyoruz. Haftaya yeniden buluşmak dileğiyle. Hoşça kalın.